Did you know that some of the vitamins you're taking every day could be putting your health at serious risk? It might sound surprising, but the truth is, many seniors are unknowingly taking vitamins that can be harmful, especially after the age of 60. While we've always been told that supplements are meant to protect us and keep us healthy, the reality is that certain vitamins can actually be dangerous when taken in excess or combined with other medications. If you're over 60 and currently taking a handful of supplements thinking you're boosting your health, it's time to reconsider. Today, we'll discuss 5 common vitamins that could be more harmful than helpful for those over 60 and why you need to stop taking them. Trust me, the information I'm about to share could save your life or prevent serious health issues. So, if you're serious about your health, keep watching. You don't want to miss this. As we age, our bodies undergo changes that affect how we absorb, process, and eliminate nutrients, which makes it especially important to be mindful of the vitamins we take. For many seniors, certain vitamins that were once considered beneficial can actually become dangerous over time. Vitamins like E, A, and B6 are prime examples of this, often taken in the hopes of boosting heart health, improving vision, or increasing energy. However, these vitamins can cause serious harm, especially when taken in high doses or in combination with other medications. Vitamin E, for example, has long been hailed as a heart-healthy vitamin, known for its antioxidant properties. But after the age of 60, our bodies handle fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin E much more slowly. This leads to an accumulation in the body, which can be harmful. When taken in high doses, vitamin E can thin the blood, increasing the risk of bleeding, especially dangerous if you're already on blood thinners like aspirin or warfarin. I've seen patients like James, a 68-year-old man, who took high doses of vitamin E, thinking it was helping his heart. However, his blood became dangerously thin, leading to easy bruising and a high risk of internal bleeding. It wasn't until we stopped the supplements that his condition improved. If you're over 60 and taking vitamin E, you need to be cautious, and ideally, get your vitamin E from foods like almonds, spinach, or sunflower seeds, rather than relying on supplements. Vitamin A is another culprit. It's essential for vision, immune function, and skin health, but when consumed in excess, it can be toxic. Vitamin A is a fat-soluble vitamin, which means that it's stored in the liver. For seniors, taking too much vitamin A, especially in supplement form, can lead to toxicity, resulting in liver damage, bone fractures, dizziness, nausea, and more. Most multivitamins contain higher doses of vitamin A than are safe for seniors. In fact, doses over 3,000 IU daily should be avoided, as anything beyond this can overwhelm your liver's ability to process it. Instead of taking synthetic vitamin A supplements, opt for foods rich in beta-carotene, such as sweet potatoes, carrots, and dark leafy greens. The body converts beta-carotene into vitamin A as needed, providing a safer and more controlled intake. Vitamin B6 is another vitamin that can be dangerous in excess. While B vitamins are water-soluble and generally considered safe, vitamin B6 is an exception. High doses of vitamin B6, especially those over 100 milligrams daily, can lead to nerve damage. This damage can result in peripheral neuropathy, a condition that causes tingling, numbness, and weakness in the hands and feet. For seniors, taking a B-complex supplement for energy can be tempting, but many of these supplements contain very high doses of vitamin B6, sometimes up to 200 milligrams per capsule. This is far beyond the safe threshold, which is typically around 1.5 to 1.7 milligrams daily for seniors. I've seen cases where patients taking excessive B6 developed permanent nerve damage, making it impossible to enjoy activities they once loved. If you're over 60 and taking B6, it's essential to stay within the recommended range and to be aware that it's often included in multivitamins. So, double-check your labels to avoid unintentional overdosing. The key takeaway here is simple. While vitamins can be helpful, more isn't always better, and in many cases, too much can be harmful, especially for seniors. Over time, the body's ability to process and eliminate excess vitamins diminishes, which makes it even more important to be cautious with supplementation. Always speak with your healthcare provider before starting or stopping any vitamins, particularly if you're already on medication. The right balance of nutrients is essential, but only when taken with care and awareness. Vitamin E has long been celebrated for its antioxidant properties, with many people believing it provides heart health benefits. However, for those over 60, the story is different. In fact, vitamin E in supplement form can be more harmful than helpful. As we age, our liver becomes less efficient at processing fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin E, which means it accumulates in the body. High levels of vitamin E can interfere with normal blood clotting, increasing the risk of internal bleeding, especially if you're on blood-thinning medications like aspirin or warfarin. Let me tell you about James, a 68-year-old retired teacher who thought he was doing something good for his health by taking a daily supplement of 400 IU of vitamin E. Unfortunately, James was also taking aspirin, which is a blood thinner. After some time, he started experiencing easy bruising, nosebleeds, and even more alarming symptoms. When his blood was tested, we discovered that his clotting levels were dangerously high, meaning his blood had become too thin. It was a close call. If we hadn't intervened, the result could have been fatal. James's case isn't isolated. Many seniors take high doses of vitamin E without realizing the risks. Studies have shown that vitamin E in high doses, particularly above 400 IU per day, can increase the risk of hemorrhagic stroke and other bleeding disorders. The worst part is that these effects often don't show up immediately, which is why many people continue taking the supplement for years without realizing the harm they're causing. The good news is that you don't have to give up vitamin E completely. You can still get plenty of vitamin E from food sources like almonds, sunflower seeds, spinach, and green leafy vegetables, without the risks associated with supplements. If you're over 60 and taking vitamin E in supplement form, especially if you're on blood thinners, it's time to reconsider your approach. Always consult your doctor before continuing or stopping any supplement regimen, and remember that food-based nutrients are often safer and easier for your body to process. Vitamin A is essential for vision, immune function, and skin health, making it an important nutrient, especially as we age. However, there is a fine line between getting the right amount and taking too much. For seniors, the danger lies in the fact that vitamin A is a fat-soluble vitamin, meaning it's stored in the liver, and if taken in excessive amounts, it can accumulate and become toxic. This is especially a concern when it comes to vitamin A supplements, which often contain much higher doses than necessary. When we consume vitamin A from food sources like sweet potatoes, carrots, and spinach, the body converts beta-carotene, a precursor to vitamin A, into the active form as needed. This conversion is a much safer method because it ensures that only the amount of vitamin A the body requires is produced. However, synthetic vitamin A, often found in supplements as retinol, doesn't have this regulation system. It can build up in the liver, potentially leading to toxicity. Excessive vitamin A intake can lead to a range of health issues, including liver damage, dizziness, nausea, bone fractures, and even hair loss. A 72-year-old patient of mine, for example, was taking a senior multivitamin that included 5,000 IU of vitamin A in addition to a separate vitamin A supplement for her eyes. She was essentially double dosing, and 6 months later, her liver enzymes had spiked, indicating that her liver was under strain. After stopping both supplements, we monitored her condition for several months, and thankfully, her liver function improved. The recommended upper limit for vitamin A in supplement form for seniors is 3,000 IU daily, and anything above that is considered too much. When choosing supplements, be sure to check the labels, especially if they contain retinol or synthetic vitamin A. For a safer option, get your vitamin A from foods rich in beta-carotene, like orange and dark green vegetables, which provide a natural and controlled amount of vitamin A. The key takeaway here is simple. If you're over 60, it's better to avoid vitamin A supplements unless specifically advised by your doctor. Stick to food sources to meet your vitamin A needs, and your liver will thank you for it. Remember, natural sources of vitamin A are far less likely to cause toxicity and come with additional health benefits from the other nutrients they provide. Taking care of your liver and overall health should always come first, so it's vital to be aware of the risks associated with excess vitamin A and make smarter choices about your supplementation. Vitamin B6, also known as pyridoxine, is crucial for many bodily functions, including brain health, metabolism, and the production of red blood cells. For many seniors, B6 supplements are often taken to help with energy levels, mood regulation, and overall vitality. However, there is a hidden danger in taking high doses of vitamin B6, particularly for those over 60. The risk lies in the fact that excessive doses of vitamin B6 can cause permanent nerve damage, a condition known as peripheral neuropathy. The recommended daily amount of vitamin B6 for seniors is around 1.5 to 1.7 milligrams, which is typically sufficient for most people. However, many B-complex vitamins and multivitamins contain far more than the recommended daily dose of B6, often up to 100 milligrams per capsule. This is far too much, especially for older adults whose bodies process vitamins differently than when they were younger. Taking more than 10 milligrams of vitamin B6 over an extended period can lead to nerve damage. Symptoms of this damage can include tingling, numbness, and weakness in the hands and feet. Unfortunately, this condition is often irreversible, and in some cases, it can significantly impact daily life, including mobility and fine motor skills. I had a 70-year-old patient, a retired engineer, who took a B-complex supplement every day for a year, thinking it was helping with his energy levels. But after a while, he began to notice a tingling sensation in his fingers, which eventually spread to his feet. When we stopped the B6 supplements, the damage was already done. He could no longer play guitar, something he loved to do, because the nerve damage had become permanent. If you're over 60 and taking vitamin B6 supplements, it's time to reevaluate your routine. The safe upper limit for vitamin B6 is 10 milligrams per day, and anything over this, especially in supplement form, can be harmful. If you're taking a multivitamin or B-complex supplement, check the label carefully and make sure it doesn't contain an excessive amount of B6. For most people, getting B6 from food sources like fish, eggs, and whole grains is more than enough. The key takeaway here is that vitamin B6 is not as harmless as it may seem. When taken in high doses, it can cause serious nerve damage. So, if you're relying on supplements for energy or mood, consider adjusting your intake and choosing safer alternatives. Always consult your healthcare provider if you're unsure about your current supplement regimen, especially when it comes to B6. Calcium and fish oil are two of the most commonly taken supplements among seniors, often recommended for bone health and heart function. However, both of these supplements can pose serious health risks for individuals over 60, especially when taken in high doses or without proper consideration of other factors. Calcium supplements, in particular, have been linked to an increased risk of heart attack in seniors, especially postmenopausal women. While calcium is essential for bone health, when taken in supplement form, it doesn't always go where it's needed, into the bones. Instead, it often circulates in the bloodstream and can deposit in the arteries, leading to arterial calcification, a condition where calcium builds up in the blood vessels, stiffening them and increasing the risk of heart disease. A 2016 study published in the Journal of the American Heart Association found that taking calcium supplements increased the risk of heart attack by 22% in older adults. This is a concerning statistic, especially when considering the widespread use of calcium supplements. The solution is simple. Get your calcium from food sources like dairy products, leafy greens, and fish. These sources provide calcium along with other essential nutrients, like vitamin K2, which helps direct calcium to the bones, not the arteries. If you absolutely need to take a calcium supplement, it's important to take it with vitamin K2 and vitamin D3 to help ensure that the calcium goes to your bones and not your arteries. Also, avoid taking more than 500 milligrams of calcium at a time, as your body can only absorb that amount effectively in one sitting. Any excess calcium will circulate in your bloodstream, increasing the risk of arterial calcification. Now let's move on to fish oil, another commonly used supplement. Fish oil is rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which are important for heart and brain health. However, the problem with fish oil supplements, particularly for seniors, is that fish oil acts as a blood thinner. For those on blood-thinning medications like aspirin, warfarin, or Plavix, adding fish oil into the mix can dramatically increase the risk of bleeding. I had a 75-year-old patient who was taking fish oil supplements in addition to warfarin for atrial fibrillation, a heart condition that requires blood thinners. One day, he fell and bumped his head. What seemed like a minor injury turned into a life-threatening situation because the fish oil thinned his blood too much. He ended up with a subdural hematoma, or bleeding in the brain, and required emergency surgery. Luckily, he survived, but it was a preventable situation. The key takeaway here is that you don't need to rely on supplements for calcium or omega-3s. Instead, focus on getting these nutrients from real food. Eating fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel 2 to 3 times a week will provide you with all the omega-3s you need without the risk of bleeding. And when it comes to calcium, getting it from food sources like dairy, leafy greens, and fortified plant-based milks is a much safer and more effective option. If you do need to take supplements, make sure to consult with your healthcare provider. They can help you determine the right dosage and combinations, ensuring you're not putting yourself at risk for unnecessary health issues. When it comes to maintaining good health, particularly as we age, real food should always be your first source of nutrients. Supplements, while useful in certain situations, are not a substitute for a balanced and nutritious diet. The problem with relying on supplements is that they often contain isolated nutrients, which don't provide the same synergy that whole foods offer. Whole foods, like vegetables, fruits, lean proteins, and whole grains, not only provide essential vitamins and minerals, but also offer additional compounds that help with absorption and utilization in the body. For example, the vitamins and minerals found in food come with fiber, antioxidants, and other nutrients that work together to enhance absorption and support your overall health. For instance, calcium in dairy products is absorbed more effectively because it is accompanied by other nutrients like vitamin D and magnesium. When you take calcium supplements alone, without these additional nutrients, your body may not absorb it as efficiently, which could lead to issues like calcium deposits in the arteries, as we discussed earlier. One of the key benefits of real food is that it provides a natural balance of nutrients, which your body can process more effectively. A well-balanced diet rich in whole foods helps your body maintain stable blood sugar levels, supports your immune system, and can reduce inflammation, something that supplements alone can't do. Instead of reaching for a pill bottle, try to focus on eating a variety of nutrient-dense foods that will meet your body's needs. For example, leafy greens and nuts are excellent sources of vitamin E, while carrots, sweet potatoes, and spinach provide a safe, natural source of vitamin A. Fatty fish, like salmon and mackerel, are packed with omega-3 fatty acids, and you can get your vitamin B6 from whole grains, fish, and eggs. These foods not only provide the vitamins you need, but they also come with other compounds that promote better absorption and overall health. There's also a psychological benefit to eating whole foods. It encourages you to think about the quality of your food, how it's prepared, and how it fits into a balanced lifestyle. This conscious approach to eating can help you make better choices and be more connected to your body's nutritional needs. The takeaway here is clear. Your body thrives on food, not isolated nutrients. Instead of relying on a cocktail of supplements, focus on getting your vitamins and minerals from whole, natural sources. Food provides a balanced, holistic approach to nutrition that supplements simply can't replicate. When supplements are needed, they should complement a healthy diet, not replace it. Taking care of your body through food, exercise, and mindfulness will not only provide long-term health benefits, but also help you age gracefully and maintain your vitality. So, before you reach for another vitamin bottle, consider whether you can get the same nutrients from the food on your plate. Your body will thank you for it. In conclusion, navigating the world of supplements after 60 can be tricky. While it's true that certain vitamins and minerals can help support health as we age, it's equally important to recognize the potential dangers of taking certain supplements in excess, especially without medical guidance. The 5 vitamins we discussed today, vitamin E, vitamin A, vitamin B6, calcium, and fish oil, are examples of supplements that can pose risks if taken incorrectly or in high doses. These vitamins, while beneficial in moderation, can lead to serious health complications when taken unnecessarily or alongside certain medications. It's crucial to understand that after 60, your body processes nutrients differently, and supplementation must be done with precision and care. If you're taking any of these vitamins, particularly if you're also on other medications, it's time to reconsider and consult with your healthcare provider. As we've seen, high doses of vitamin E can thin the blood, Excessive vitamin A can lead to liver toxicity, and high vitamin B6 intake can cause irreversible nerve damage. Even commonly recommended supplements like calcium and fish oil can have serious side effects, particularly in seniors with existing health conditions. The bottom line is that knowledge is power. Understanding how each vitamin works in your body and the risks associated with them can help you make informed decisions about supplementation. Don't rely solely on supplements. Real food should always be your primary source of nutrients. By prioritizing a nutrient-rich diet, you can minimize the need for excessive supplementation while still supporting your health with the vitamins and minerals you need. So, if you're over 60 and currently taking a variety of supplements, it's time to reevaluate. Talk to your doctor, get your nutrient levels checked, and make sure you're taking the right supplements in the right amounts. Your body deserves targeted, intentional care, not a handful of pills hoping something will work. And remember, many of the vitamins and minerals your body needs can be found in food, so focus on a well-balanced diet and let food be your first line of defense.